The Mountain Men, Abe Moss, A Winter in the Rockies. Chapter 1. To the Mountains. One summer day in 1939, Abe Moss rode into Fort Laramie. He wore furs and carried beaver traps. He was dressed like a mountain man, but he had never been to the West before. Abe asked the first man he saw, "Where does a man go to find animals to trap?" The man pointed west. He said, "Go to the Rocky Mountains and turn left." Abe Moss rode far up into the Rocky Mountains alone. For the next 2 months, he didn't see another person. Trapping beaver was hard. Every day, Abe pulled empty traps from the water. People say there's beaver as big as bobcats. Where are they? Abe wondered. Game was hard to find, too. Many days he went hungry. One day he tried to catch a fish in a creek. He waded in and tried to grab it with his hands. The fish slipped away. He followed it and grabbed it again. The fish got away again. Abe splashed after the fish. Now he was wet up to his knees. The water was freezing, but Abe didn't care. He wanted that fish. The fish wiggled free again. When Abe turned to follow after the fish, he looked up. There, sitting on a horse, was an Indian. Abe froze. He looked around for his rifle. It was a few feet away. The Indian didn't move. No one said a word. After a minute or so, the Indian turned his horse and slowly rode away. Another time, Abe was hunting. He saw a flash of gray fur move through the trees. "Wolf!" he cried. He dropped to one knee and aimed his rifle. Then he heard a voice. "Relax, Pilgrim. I'm the only friend you got out here." "Who said that?" Abe said. He couldn't see anyone. Chapter 2. Bear Claw Jones. An old man came from behind some pine trees. His beard was as white as snow. He was covered with furs from head to toe. He led a mule piled high with gear. The man said, "They call me Bear Claw Jones." Abe lowered his gun. He started to say, "My name is Abe." "I know who you are," said Jones. "I've been hearing you for 3 days." Abe nodded. "And you're the first person I've seen in 2 months." Jones looked at the pack on Abe's horse. "Ain't had much luck, eh?" Jones said. "Not much," Abe said. "Everyone knows this place has been trapped out since 1825. "Hardly a fur left," Jones said. "Then what are you doing here?" Abe asked. Jones laughed. "I hunt grizzly," he said. "Grizzly bears," he said. "I collect their claws." Jones pulled out a necklace of at least 100 bear claws. Jones went on. "About 5 minutes ago, I nearly had a bear. Then you came along and scared it off." "Sorry," said Abe. "Well, you don't look sorry. Like a sorry mess." "Are you hungry?" Jones asked. He didn't wait for Abe to answer. "Come on," Jones said. Abe and Jones walked about a mile. They stopped at a log cabin. Jones said, "This is my home. Well, it's for another 6 weeks. After that, the snow will be too deep." "It's the nicest place I've seen in months," Abe said. He was so happy to have a roof over his head again. That night they cooked elk meat over a fire. Abe ate like a starving man. "This is the best food I've ever tasted," Abe said. Jones smiled and said, "Just think, people down there are eating hogs. They could be eating elk. It makes no sense," he said. Later, Jones asked, "Where are you going to spend the winter?" "In the mountains, up here," Abe answered. Jones was surprised. "In the mountains? Listen, young fella, what you learned in the flatland won't help you up here in the mountains. If you're going to stay here, you got work to do." Abe knew it was true. "The good news is, I can teach you," Jones said. "What's in it for you?" Abe asked. Bear Claw Jones counted on his fingers. He said, "First, I get someone to talk to. Second, maybe we can make a mountain man out of you."